Joining us now, former Trump national security official Olivia Troye, the woman who made those comments. Good morning to you, Olivia. Thank you for being here. What is your response now to the accusations, and is there anything that you plan to retract?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. Look, my statements are true and I stand by them. I know Kash very well. We worked together in the Trump administration the first time around, and I did my job to serve the Vice President of the United States in the best way I could. And part of that was ensuring that I was informing the Vice President in a factual way when it came to issues on national security, counterterrorism, and other situations. And I think this is fairly alarming that they would send such a letter forward like this, given Kash's past comments about how he wants to, silence the media, go after the media, go after political opponents and critics. And I think this is exactly a sign of things to come should he end up in the role as FBI director. And I think that's something that we should all take very seriously.
As you were working with him in the White House, did you raise concerns about some of the things that you now say you noticed to your superiors?
Oh, absolutely. There are plenty of people in the White House who had similar situations like I did, where we had to navigate Kash's information and himself. And certainly, I can tell you that people in the White House that I worked for understood the situation, where I had conversations and I said, just so you know, I cover, for example, the portfolio of Africa for the vice president, and there's some serious counterterrorism operations happening there. And Kash is not being transparent or candid with the information with me, and it was understood that this was a situation. So, he can sit here and try to silence people like myself and others if he wants to, but I think it's a serious sign when you're trying to actually silence public discourse in an effort when you're especially trying to go through confirmation for a position that you're supposed to serve in a nonpartisan way and really actually focus on the security and safety of the American people.
Was the vice president, was Mike Pence aware of some of the concerns and the issues you're bringing up now?
I think the vice president knew that I was very thorough in the information when I would personally brief him on things. I think he certainly knew that there were different actors playing a role. And I think that if you look at past statements and actually reporting, and there are people that have told their own stories, like the former Secretary of Defense that served under Trump, Mark Esper, and the former Attorney General Bill Barr, who have also expressed concerns along the way about Kash Patel and his unfitness for certain roles that he was going to be in. And I think Mike Pence in the past has weighed in on that.
They have said through this statement with the attorney that all of what you're saying is a complete fabrication. How much of this, Olivia, is personal?
I don't know if it's personal for Kash against me. I am just being very factual about my opinion on his fitness for the role of FBI director. And I hope that the U.S. Senate does a thorough review of such a person and really kind of take into consideration whether you want someone that is, a type of personal political hack that may be a henchman for the president on situations. And look, we should all be concerned about this. And it's also, I think it's alarming if they're going to be silencing public discourse as someone who's going to be running the FBI. I think that should be worrisome for all of us.
You've been outspoken, Olivia. Are there others who are willing to come forward to corroborate some of what you're saying?
Yes, I believe so. I know that there have been other voices that have gone on record about their concerns about Kash Patel.
What do you believe is the most egregious in nature, given your relationship and working relationship with him in the White House?
I think my biggest concern is that this is someone who does behave through a very personal, loyalist, partisan lens. And I think that that is something that is questionable when it comes to someone fitting into the role of the director of FBI. I also question his credentials for the role, and I think that that will be hopefully reviewed as he goes through this process. And I, as someone who has watched him in the role, and as someone who has seen others in very senior national security positions also express concerns, I think that is something that's been consistent, and I think we should have serious leaders running, especially the nation's premier law enforcement agency.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider, and don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.